Hello folks and welcome to a new game for us. This game is called Coin Factory and it's a minimalist idle clicking game, but not a clicking game. It'll make more sense here in just a little bit. There's a whole bunch of different levels that you can go into with different shapes and different challenges. They're all very fun and very different. I'm just going to go into just the time. Let's go to standard. So we're going to go to standard, and you're going to notice that on the right hand side we have different kind of things that it can go through. The number one thing we need to have is an output. So I'm going to throw the output here in that corner. I don't know if that's the best spot for it, but whatever. And then we have factories. And the factories are going to make coins. You can see that one is making 1 coin per second. And when we click on it, if we increase it, it will be able to make $2 per second. And you can see that our output right now is $1 a second. So you kind of just got to wait till you can upgrade some things. And if you don't have them in a spot where they're there, you can just drag some belts and they automatically show up. The belts do not cost you anything, which is very nice. But we're going to go in here. We're going to slowly start upgrading some of this stuff. So I'm going to upgrade that one. And here, once we get up, we should be making 3 a second here. There we go. We'll upgrade that. And then we'll be making 4. And you can see that you can really quickly increase your outcome. But there is all kinds of other things that you can look at. We have centrals. Produces the sum of the things that are touching in non-diagonal tiles. We have a jumper, which allows us to actually jump over structures like there are factories that we have here. We have parks, which are going to gain everything that's touching it gets 30% bonus. An accelerator is going to add $1 for every 5 cycles it is doing that. Water, it's going to increase the ability to kind of add more to the park output. Campfire, this one drives me crazy, but for every 4 cycles it increases added production at a target tile by 0.1, but then it kind of dials itself back down. And then we have the overclocker as well. But we have enough to add on a central here, so we'll do that. And if we take a look, this guy now is outputting 4 because it's the sum of these two things together. So 2 times 2, 4. Or even if it's just adding them, it's still the same thing. So our next one here is 75. That's going to upgrade us to 3. We can see that we have 5 now here because 2 plus 3 is 5. We're going to upgrade this one as well. So now we're feeding up to 6. So we have 3, 3, and 6. And our money per second is now up to 12. And this is kind of the one, this is really one of the fun things about this game is you can really start just making tons and tons and tons of stuff depending on what you want to do with your said factories and all of those things. So that's going to go that way. We'll upgrade this guy. These ones are a little bit more. They're $600. But when you play this game, you're going to really notice, or if you have the chance to play it, that we have all of this. I should say, I apologize for not saying this right out of the gate, but this game was given to me for free by the developer to do a video on. The developer said, say whatever you want about the game. I'm excited about it, but you can say whatever you want about the game because that's how I make the game better, is by getting some honest feedback. So we're going to have some honest feedback here, but really I don't have a lot in the way of criticisms. It's a fun little idle game that just really is just very enjoyable to play. There are lots of complications that get in here, and you're going to see like we're jumping up. The next upgrade here is $1,500, where the last one was, it started with 25, then went up to 75, then went up to 400, and then 1,500. There are a lot of things you need to pay attention to in this game, which will all go in here, and you'll get these little ads on the top left hand side. If you click on them, they sometimes will speed it up or sometimes slow things down. So now it is happening in 4:4 time. And a lot of those are very random. Sometimes you're going to speed up, sometimes you're going to slow down. Sometimes there's not going to be a super noticeable effect to what's going on, but they're all slightly clever and fun to look at. I really do enjoy just having those things pop up, especially when they accelerate. I really like that because you can do a lot more stuff here. So we're going to upgrade these again here so that we now are making 12, 12. These are all doing 6. And eventually I want to get to the point where I can put an accelerator on here because if I can do that, basically the accelerators are going to add $1 for every production 5 cycles of it. So every 5 cycles it will add $1. So it'll go up to 13, then 14, and blah 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 blah. But you can really upgrade those as well. One thing I should note about the upgrade, you see these little dots here? We have the darker color ones and the lighter color ones. The lighter color ones tell us how many upgrades we've had, and then the darker ones are how many upgrades are remaining to max out whatever it is. I haven't personally maxed everything out yet because that's a lot. But it is fun to go through and kind of see what all of these are and what they can do. So we're going to keep kind of getting these going here. So that one should be outputting 6 because we have that outputting. Beautiful. And then we're going to throw another factory on here, I think, for right now. Mainly because we don't have the upgrades to do more interesting things here. But you can see that we have these guys that are doing just fine. So these guys all got upgraded for... Or no, just this one got upgraded. Okay. Well, we can upgrade more. I really want to get to the $3,000 mark so that we can get an accelerator, because that really changes a lot of the game as you get into it. I do like that it does this little adding. The little animations here are very fun. It comes out 6. This one's not getting anything there. Then it gets added to the 21. Then it gets added to the 15 and 30, another 15, and then whatever, that one is another 21. So you can see that it will add up and will have some fun outcomes for you as the game continues through. Alright, we have our first one that's outputting 30, and you can see we're up to 144 per second. Some things that we should talk about with the interface. One, it is very minimalist. You notice that there's not a lot on the screen. You have this. You can zoom in and out a little bit, but that's not really the point of the game. On the top, it tells you how long you've been playing, so that's good if you get sucked into these types of games like I tend to. It's always good to have a little realism check of, hey, this is what's happening with your life. You have your total cash. Let's see what we got here. Alright, so assembly line is now in slow-mo. You can see that everything has slowed down greatly. But you get your money per second, how much money you have, and then there's a couple buttons. We can turn the music off, we can pause the game, we can take a top view of everything if we'd like. I don't particularly like that, I like the isometric. And then we also have the ability to simplify how these things are coming out. I like the colors, I think that's more fun, but whatever floats your boat is fine there. So we can afford an accelerator here, so let's throw that on to one of these. And you can see now, that's at 30 going out. We gotta upgrade this guy too, my bad. So this is at 30 now, it's at 31, 32, and every 5 cycles is gonna add on that extra dollar. So that 33, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and the next one, boom, there we go. And you can see how that could be really useful down the road. Now, we can upgrade that for 80,000, which is way beyond our means right now. But when we upgrade that, it's going to bring it down to $1 every 3 cycles. And then we can upgrade it again because there's 2 dots on the top side. So we can upgrade it even more if we wanted to. I'm going to throw a park in here for right now just because it's cheap. But what that's going to do is it's going to upgrade these guys. Right now, these are doing 15. These are the extra 30% added on. And it's going to cost $2.5 million to bring that up even more, which we are absolutely not doing right now. But we can go in and upgrade some of these. That's at 91 now. This one's at 78. This guy's still back at 30. But our money per second has drastically increased. So let's talk a little bit more about this game. From what I read and what I've seen online, this was actually a web-based game for a while. And I don't know if you can still play it or not. I didn't investigate too much. But this is just a fun little game that I really do enjoy kind of checking out and seeing what exactly is going on with it. There's a lot of hidden depth to this game that I really do appreciate and like. So I'm going to try to see if we can come up with some new designs here. I really want to get more accelerators on this stuff because they are super useful, and we need to get some more money in here because, like, you see this one's really going up. This one has kind of plateaued, but that's okay. We're going to get in here, we're going to get some more cash, some more money, and be able to hopefully do some more things. And what I really should do is put accelerators with all of these things, because these will eventually cap out on how much they can make. But with the accelerator, it just goes on forever, being able to just add on money. You see, this is at 70, and as we go up, we're at 72 now, and it's super fun. Well, let's go ahead and see what we got money-wise here, which is not enough to do much of anything right now, so that's fine. We'll put another central in here. We'll put another factory in there just for funsies. Get all of that going. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And I think that's all on the same page as everything else. Let's see. An efficient monkey butler. All right, there we go. That's what we want to see. Look at all that cash coming in. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So we're going to upgrade these guys now and start, as we have some big money, we can do some more big things. It's very sad when the multiplier goes away. You can see it's 1.5 up here at the top. and it doesn't give you a great indication of when it's going to end. It just does. Like all good things, they come to an end at some point, and just gotta deal with it in this one. All right, so we have this guy, and this guy, which need to get upgraded. Actually, not that one. The next upgrade for this is 400k. So this one's only 20k. Then we have to multiply it by a significant amount to move on to the next thing, which is fun and interesting to look at there. All right. So let's take a look and see what we have. We have the overclocker. Every 5 cycles, it makes the targeted tile run 3 cycles at once. It doesn't affect other overclockers or drums. I'm not sure what a drum is. And then we have fire camp. Fire camp every 4 cycles and increases the added production of the targeted tile by 0.1. So it will ramp up over time there. It just doesn't do it quite as nicely as accelerators in my opinion, especially because the accelerator, not that expensive, and then the upgrade for it is 80, where the fire camp is already 75, so it's not that much less expensive to do any of that stuff. I want to get this one upgraded, which, oh, look at that, we can afford it, and we're over 1,000 per second here, so we're making, it's going to be closer to 1,400 hopefully by the time this cycles through. We'll see. Here we go, we're at 1,400 a second, and that should always be increasing because we have these accelerators on there that are always going to make us make more. So the next thing to look at here is, what do we want to do? I'm thinking that I want to make another line of, so put another factory here and a central and another factory here. We'll put an accelerator facing that way, and then we can have something over here that maybe jumps over. I don't know. Let's see. A 10,000 piece jigsaw puzzle. That has to slow everything down. Yeah. All right, let's add some factories and see what we can do here. So we're going to add a factory going that way. Another factory is going to go that way. We'll get a central for all that. And we'll do something like this maybe? I don't know. Because I could bring it around this way and have it jump over, but that seems unnecessary as well. So I'm not going to worry about that for right now. You can also remove any of the stuff that you put in. You just click on them and then there's a little delete key. The only thing you cannot remove is the output. Once you have the output set, it's what it is and you can never ever ever change it again. There we go, we got all of that. Let's get our accelerator in for that. And we can upgrade one of these accelerators. So who's making us the most money? You are. So that's going to bring that down, so we should be able to make that money much faster now. And even with this park, it's affecting both of these. We could put something else on it to make it go theoretically faster as well if we wanted to. So if I get a central in there, have it go that way, put another factory there. Put another, okay, we can do it there. And that's still, okay, it's still touching it. And we're just going to spend some money real fast to upgrade all those. The upgrade sound is very satisfying. I really appreciate that one. But now we're getting that guy up to speed of where it needs to be. We'll probably throw a park in back here, maybe? We'll find out. Yeah, look at these little fun little pop-ups on the top left. Really make me happy. I really do appreciate those, and what they mean to the game. So we're going through and we're getting some cash. We're doing our stuff. We're gonna now upgrade some money. So that's gonna multiply our total production by 4. So now we're gonna be making some more cash here because this was significantly less. Now the next upgrade is 9 million. Alright, so right now we're making 440. We upgrade, now we're making 884. And that's going to keep going up because we have the accelerator on there. This one's at 260, this is 312, 274, and 260. So 312 is the one that makes the most sense to upgrade. Now that's at 632. And it has an accelerator on it, so it's, again, just going to keep making us stuff, which is awesome. The water serves no real purpose unless it's touching a park tile. Super speedy snail. There we go. That's what we want to see. Heck yeah. All right, let's throw some more of our friends on there. And we'll upgrade those because we can afford to right now. Let's get those all upgraded. That one's upgraded. And that one's upgraded. So all of these are now upgraded to their max states. Let's go ahead and spend some money. Well, a little bit of money here upgrading these guys. What's the next upgrade for this? 200,000, and then brings it down to every cycle. It's going to add $1. That's awesome. So we'll have to check that out soon enough here to see exactly what's going on with that. And if we upgrade those in 9 million, they're going to do their thing, and the world's going to be a nice, fun place. All right, so we have some options that we can explore here if we want to. I think that we're doing just fine. I would like to upgrade that one. And these two centrals do not have any accelerators with them, so they're going to be capped by whatever is coming out of these things. That's fine. So the accelerator makes sense to put, like the park brings it up to 65, but that's it. It's over after that, where an accelerator on here is going to bring it up. So 55, and that number is going to keep going up as well because it multiplies it by, what, 4? So we'll have to go through this. And again, this is one of the things that's really fun about this game is trying different combinations to see how exactly we're going in and kind of designing this to be as efficient as possible. Again, you struggle with some efficiency. Like I'm going to put some water there because that's going to make that one better and it's going to make these guys go up. And then 400k, jeez. Right, we're looking at 200Ks to get these up, our life cycles here, because this one central is making us 1.1K, and it's going to keep going up, which is the cool. This one already 1.1K because the accelerator's on this guy. These guys are producing a max of 50, but because this one has an accelerator on it, it's going bananas. So let's see if we can slap one on there and upgrade that. Snail juice. All right, we're back to regular speed. You see, some of them don't take too long. Some of them go for a while, but whatever. So 1.2, 1.3. Yeah, we're going to upgrade this guy. So now that should be rocking in cash. Just upgrading money like crazy. You're doing a great job. This is already making us tons of money. Awesome. So that's one of the things about, while we're going through this, one of the things about idle games like this is that you just kind of have to sometimes wait and bite the bullet and hope that things work out. And I think we're doing a nice job right now. Like I'm going to put an accelerator in here. We'll probably put another... A central doesn't make sense. It could. Because what we can do is if we have the central here and it gets multiplied by 4 or whatever, we could turn, if it's 50, turn it into 200 without having to do any real work. The only other caveat is we could put an accelerator facing here because this guy's only making 1K right now. If we had an accelerator on here, like this guy's making 260, which is then getting multiplied by a lot. So I think that makes more sense to do. But let's go in here. We're going to upgrade this one. And what's making more money? That guy. This guy's making us bank, so we're going to upgrade that guy as well right now. Okay. And we're almost ready to afford another one. But we're making over $8,000 a second here. We're going to hopefully be up to towards 9 as this goes through. We can see like our first stop on this line is at, and it's always increasing. Every single time it's increasing because this one is always increasing every single cycle. So accelerators are phenomenal tools in this game. You can just make so much money just upgrading the accelerators alone, as long as you have something that is also semi-upgraded through here, which we are going to upgrade here very shortly because we're over 10,000 now a second. Now I should say I got this game, or the developer contacted me a few weeks ago, and I've been playing it for a few weeks. This is not my first round of this one. But I just wanted to make sure, one, if somebody's going to be nice enough to send me a game, I want to make sure I do it justice and play the game properly and fully and all that. But I also want to make sure that I have a chance to really check out and see what's going on with it. Now, there's still parts of this game I don't fully understand, and I'll explain that in just a little bit. We only have 3 tiles left, and I'm not going to play this particular level forever. But there's a couple things I don't understand that it's probably just me being an idiot, which is a fairly common occurrence. But there's some things that I want to learn more about this game. What do we got? Snail potion? Sure. Yeah, I know it's going to slow everything down. It's fine. I'm going to throw an accelerator on there. We'll upgrade it all the way through. So all of our accelerators are fully upgraded. Fantastic. And what I think I'm going to do, essential... See, I want to put... I think essential makes the most amount of sense here. There we go. See, now it's putting out 200 every time. It's not getting multiplied by anything, but that's okay. 2K. Yeah. Oh, this one's kind of terrible. What I'm probably going to do is get rid of that. We'll put an accelerator on one of those. So now that's going to start heading up. That means that will go up. Which means this one's also going to go up. But I could, I think, demolish that one and put another accelerator in this corner. I shouldn't have done that until I had enough money. But that's going to allow these guys to really start skyrocketing in their cash production. See, the 50s are what bothers me, because a lot of these now we have, some of these are making just crazy money. And the 50s don't do it for me right now, so accelerators for the win. And I don't know if you can stack them. So like on this, if I were to have this, would it add 2 every time? Because it's adding 5 every time. So if I'm just going to test out and see. Oh, it does. Oh my goodness. You could really just stack these bad boys up. Okay. That's fun. There's so many possibilities with this game on ways to optimize the ways that you make money. And I know I'm doing a terrible job because I haven't thought of stuff, and even though I've played it, I haven't played it enough to really capture all the value that there is to it. But like something like this, I don't know if that guy makes sense now. We can get rid of that, put an accelerator in there, and maybe put a, I don't know, put something back there. I don't know what it even does. But I know what we should do. We should upgrade these while we have the opportunity, because now we're making, look at that, it went up to 250. This guy's at 1.8k, and that should continue to rise as we have 2 of these attached to it. Yeah, it's 1.9. So the next upgrade after that is 200 million, which is insane. But you see that like when you start playing and doing stuff, like you can get money really quickly in this game. And that's why the kind of the stretch goals for each thing seemed like outrageously expensive. Like $400,000, which is still an insane amount of money, but seems like something a person could obtain versus $200 million, which is just like an unattainable sum of money in my brain. It's just fun to see how the differences in the game kind of bring those things to be. So let's go ahead and just upgrade a couple more of these. And we're in the $1 million range. I want to get up to 9 million so we can upgrade this one in particular here. And what that's going to do is going to take that total production that we have and multiply it by 10. So we have 2.9 here, and we have 3.6 here. It's going to multiply that by 9. Plus we also have the accelerator, so it's always adding stuff on to this. So we're going to wait till that gets to about 9 million. Then we'll go through and we'll take a look and see what our final income. I want to get that to like 100,000 per second, which I could just probably spend the money and upgrade a couple of these and reach that, but I'd rather do it another way. So we're going to try to get to that point, and then we'll go forward and see what's going on. But I really dig idle games like this where you can put a lot of thought into it. Slow-mo marmalade. Okay. You can put tons of thought into this and how to optimize and do all the things, and there's a lot of nitty-gritty on here. Or you can just turn your brain off and go and click things and watch coins move around. I tend to do a little bit of both depending on what time it is and how I'm feeling. But I love light little games like this that are just fun to play and that you can kind of just test out new things, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. and know that there's no real purpose or goal or thing that you have to do. It's just enjoy your time and play the game. And that's really what I like about a lot of games. If you've watched this channel at all, I don't try to do anything flashy or anything. I just want to play games and share playing games. And this is one of those games that I feel like I can just play and shut my brain off and just let it go. All right, so we're at 38K. We're going to upgrade that bad boy. Now it's at 96, and it's keep growing. That's the funnest part of this, is that it is growing by leaps and bounds, just as a pure result of being a multiplication setup here. So I'm actually going to turn this one around. That's at 4.1. It's at 15.8. If I turn that around, it stays at that same number. But these guys are going to increase, which means this one's going to increase by a lot. We're at $175,000 per second. And life is good. We're doing a fantastic job here. We can see that this number is continuing to rise. And I should switch this one down there. So I used to really, when I first started playing this game, be heavy into making sure that the centrals always had the accelerators. But I think it's more important for the factories to have them. You get much bigger results out of that than what you do otherwise. Because if you have accelerators on the factories, this number is always growing no matter what, because it's just multiplying whatever the incomes are. So I like that idea much more. That's a much more fun way of doing this. So like this one, you can see like this park's not doing us any favors. So I'm gonna get rid of that park for right now. I'll get rid of that too. And then we'll add on the accelerator. Sure. There we go. We got those. So this number did drop by 3,000 because we had the park on there, which was an additive thing, but it will be okay. And then let's see. I don't think we can really do much up there, so we're just going to leave that as is. But that means this guy's always growing, this guy's growing, this one should be growing as well. Awesome. And I like this every other kind of setup here. This guy needs some help though. He's not getting accelerated enough, so we're going to change that one to there, and that should help this one out as well. All right, so that guy is, the next upgrade for that is 1.6 billion. What's our highest grossing one right now? All right, so you're our highest grossing. We're going to upgrade you, and you doubled your output. Beautiful. Just taking a look here, the next upgrade is going 15, so 10 to 15 multiplication, and we're over 268, almost 270, and it keeps adding up. So this is Coin Factory. Let's go back out here real fast and just take a look here. We were on a standard one. There are leaderboards, but I have no idea what these things mean as far as the numbers go. So there's been 29,000 people who have played the standard, and I'm just trying to understand like the 52. What does that number relate to? I don't understand what it is. So if somebody can help me out with that, that would be awesome. But this game is super fun. I really, really do enjoy it. I love an idle game that I can just sit down, turn my brain off, or turn my brain on and really figure out how to optimize all these things. This game clicks a lot of things in my head. Again, full disclaimer, I got this game completely for free, but right now it's on Steam, last I checked, for $5, and I did offer the developer to buy it myself, just so that we could check it out together. But the developer gave me a key for it, and I'm thankful for that. But this is a fun one. I really do dig it, and I hope you have a chance to check it out if you're interested. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.